Hi there. I'm Jerry Saddam and my son Jeremiah. We're from Indiana and we're traveling through and we saw your museum. Is this put together by yourself or many people or what?
No, this was started by our president, Bud Nelson, and it started when he was a teenager, and he started with a bazooka he found that dropped off an army truck, and he's been collecting ever since, and that was in 1943.
And what was his name?
Bud Nelson.
And your name, sir?
My name is Frank Haggard.
And
originally I'm from Indiana, so what part are you from?
We're from Indianapolis.
Okay, I'm from Mooresville.
Well, we're
Hop, skip, and a jump.
Our cousins live in Mooresville. Part of our family lives in Mooresville.
Okay, well.
Yeah, that's interesting. And
I bet you eat at Gray's restaurant too.
Oh yes, I was just there 2 weekends ago.
And you didn't bring no pie?
Yeah, if I had known you wanted some, and we could have. Yeah. Okay. What part of Florida are we in right now?
We are in Green Cove Springs, Florida. We are 28 miles south of Jacksonville, Florida.
All right. And what's the name of this military museum?
Okay, the military museum is Military Museum of North Florida, and we are located at Reynolds Park, which is the former naval base, mothball fleet and everything from World War II. The air base that you see here was originally commissioned as NAS Jax in October of 1940. Where NAS Jax is now, and this base, both bases were commissioned as NAS Jax. And with NAS Jax that is there now was a World War I Army camp called Camp Johnston. And then it was written after the Florida National Guard took it over after World War I, it was renamed Camp Forrester and Marine Corps. But this base in March of 1941, because they needed a training base, was commissioned as Benjamin Lee Field. Benjamin Lee was a World War I pilot who was killed when his plane crashed in the Hubert River in England. His body was never recovered, but he spent most of his childhood up till he's 15 in Jacksonville. After the war, across the highway is the Navy piers. Those piers were built basically in 1940s. They started in 1946. The ships started coming in September 1945. From September 1945 to December of 45, there was 350 ships in the St. Johns River.
Navy ships?
Navy ships.
Mothballs,
but there was no piers or barracks for them when they got here.
Ooh.
Because they, like I said, they come in 45. They didn't start building the piers till March of 1946, and then they weren't completed until July of 1947. Most of the sailors that were still living on the ships by the end of 1946 and into 47 were living like bums and hobos, and most of them had to wash their work uniforms in the St. Johns River because there was no laundry services available on the ships. And then, of course, as they had orders to come to Green Cove Springs, there was that once they reached Orange Park, if anything that wasn't fastened down, throw it overboard. So a lot of stuff was dumped into St. Johns River. And even after they decommissioned ships, things were still thrown in St. Johns River so they didn't have to do a lot of paperwork.
So there's a lot of stuff sunken down there in the bottom of St. John?
There, yeah.
If you were a diver, you might find some interesting stuff? Well,
if you're a diver, you're not going to see nothing anyway. You cannot see your hand in front of you diving in the St. Johns River.
Okay.
Because of the, what they call it. You got salt water and fresh water both coming together, and
it just doesn't.
It looks like brown tea.
Okay.
You go in a deep bottle of tea, it's going to get dark and you don't see nothing.
St. John's leads right back out towards the Atlantic, is that correct?
Yes. This is one of 8 rivers in the world that flows north.
Oh, okay.
And the widest part on the St. Johns River is 3.5 miles across.
Wow.
If you go across Shands Bridge down here to our east, it is 2 miles across. The Buckman Bridge, which is 295 across, is 3 miles across.
I caught you working on looks like a gun over there. What kind of gun is that? What are you doing on that?
That gun is a 5-inch 38 anti-aircraft gun. It was built in 1943. And I've been able to date it back to basically to the color paint, because they've stripped all the IDs off of it. But the first coat of paint, it was a yellow primer with a light blue paint. And it was in 1943 they used a two-tone blue for the camouflage on the ship. So.
Now, do you volunteer here to do this work, or are you paid, or how's that done?
No, I'm just a volunteer.
All right. And
everybody here is a volunteer except for the curator and the holder of 501(c). We have to have one paid volunteer, and he gets paid $1 a year. But everybody here is a volunteer.
Well, you've got quite an interesting place here. I'll just walk around and take a look at some stuff.
Well, everything is here, and most of all the vehicles run. The only vehicle that does not run is this M42 Duster. A 5-ton truck on the other side of the Quonset hut, a red weapons carrier, and a bronze colored contact truck. All the other vehicles do run.
All right.
Now we do have one down here that's being restored. The fenders and everything are off of it. It's down this way. Fenders and everything is off. The dashboard is out. But he does have the engine running. And all these trucks, the rest of them are all operable.
Wow. You also have the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary meeting here, huh?
Yeah, they meet here, and once a month they hold boat safety classes. This tan truck, the communications truck, the deuce and a half, and the semis, and the 1 deuce and a half on the other side, and the Army ambulance all belongs to one soldier. He's still in the Army. He retires in January. He'll have 41 years in the Army. He said, "I'm tired of playing soldier."
What's his name?
His name is Charles Fales.
And where's he serve at?
He's got 5 tours in Afghanistan. He's been to Iraq. He's been to a lot of them. He's in the Army Special Forces.
Oh wow! That's what I want to do.
I help him.
Future soldier here.
He's a soldier?
Future soldier.
Future soldier.
Believe it or not, Jeremiah here is only 7.
Well, you got to shrink to drive their vehicles, because them vehicles are not made for tall people. Try to fit in one. Your knees will be in the dashboard, and even getting into that truck. Try to get behind that wheel. It's not made for big people.
You want to try to get in it? You're all right about that? All right.
That's one I just restored. I'm on a project besides that 5-inch gun. I've got one over here on jack stands. It's a 1944 Dodge. That was built in France during the war. All the ID tags are on it, and all in German.
Whoa. It's sitting over here?
Yes.
Let's take a look at it.
You can take a look at the speedometer. Instead of saying miles per hour, it says kilometers. And I'll get you the ID tags, because I've got them in my office over here.
Oh, you don't have to. I just thought we'd take a look at it. Yeah.
But there ain't much look at them, because I'm getting the strip, because we're doing a frame-up restoration on it.
All right.
But tearing it apart, I've got I found the original jack that was made in Bilstein, Germany back then, and original spark plug rims. I found the original keys that had been stuck up under the dash.
Imagine what you might find in some of this old stuff.
A lot of old stuff now. I got a stoplight there, and everybody asks me what I'm going to do with it.
Oh, the old traffic light underneath there?
Yeah, well, that traffic light has a lot of meaning.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, when the Navy came to Green Cove Springs, the 350 ships that came here, a lot of them had at least a crew of at least 150 men on them. So if you do the math, 350 times 150, you had that many sailors. plus the over 2,200 officers and sailors that was already here at the air base. The population of Green Cove Springs in 1946 was just over 5,300 people, and that was men, women, and children. So they put up stoplights on Palmetto Avenue. They decided here this summer that they was no longer needed, and they was going to send them up to Georgia for a small town. I talked to the archives manager, his name is Claude Bass, and told him, I said, see what you can do by getting us one of them stoplights. And he asked me why, and I told him, I said, the only reason they was up was because the Navy came to town. I said it would be a good fit for the military museum, you know.
Sure.
So he talked to the mayor, and she said, okay, we'll get you one. So I finally got one.
Let's take a look at that. Let's see, it's underneath there.
It's right there.
The first original paint on it was green.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you'll see. There's the green paint right there.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've drove a few of these vehicles myself. Wow. This. Oh, here it is. This is what you're restoring?
Yeah, that's what I'm working on now. This is another one of my little projects.
Wow, look at that. The whole flathead engine in it.
Yeah, old straight flathead
I have
six.
a car that has that in it.
Yeah.
Straight six, or straight eight.
Yeah, that's it. Sounds like a D8 then. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look at the speedometer, and I'll go get you the jack. And
All right. You guys really strip them down all the way, don't you?
yes, strip them down, sandblast them.
Take a look at the speedometer here.
Kilometers per hour.
Kilometers, yeah. A Dodge made in France, huh?
It's in Germany.
Or, yeah.
It's in Germany. It's made in France and it's in Germany.
Yeah.
See, that says Milan. It
Yeah.
says miles.
Lots of work here to do.
You gotta tell me, how did you guys get that out here?
They drove it out here. The guy that owns it lives up in, I think he lives up in Maine.
Oh,
You know what that's called?
no, sir.
That is what you call a donkey dick. There's
What'd you call that?
It's called a donkey dick. It goes for the gas can.
I'll be.
There's a spark plug wrench. There's the wrench. There's the jack handle. I'll go get the gas can.
All right.
Wow.
Wow.
How much are those straight 8 engines worth?
You see the nozzle on there? We don't round like most of the.
Yeah.
Do
And
you have
this.
any idea how much the straight 8 engines are worth?
Well, it all depends on what you're going for. But basically, this fits.
So, is there a phone number or something up here if we wanted to call up here and talk with someone?
Yes, there's a brochure we have.
Uh-huh.
The curator is Bud Nelson or Herb Steigelman.
Or okay.
But that's how they That's how the donkey dick fixed on the gas can.
And that all came with this vehicle right here?
Yeah.
All right.
And I'll get you the IDs and stuff.
Okay. All right.
Only straight engine I've seen before was I have an old 1949 Pontiac my grandpa gave me before he died. Straight 6 right there. Yeah.
How long? Are you a volunteer here too?
Yes, I am.
And what's your name, sir?
My name's Philip.
Hi, we're from Indiana. We're just passing through and amazed at what we've seen here. And
I'm one of the tour guides here.
oh, are you?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, there's an ID.
That's one.
Wow. Oh, that's the Dodge thing there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna put that back on after you?
Yes, sir.
Basketball player?
Going to U.S. Special Forces. Used to play
And that says disengage front tires on dry ground.
Oh, okay.
I had a lady that she come through here. She was from Germany, and I said, "Would you translate that for me?"
Not yet.
And she said, "That's what
Hoping I
it
can
says.
get
Disengage
possibly Grom and then go
front
to,
tires on dry ground."
Disengaged front tire. Oh, that's. I appreciate you taking the time and explaining this. This is
Well,
great.
we
My,
appreciate you
I belong
coming
to the Indiana State Defense Force, which is the Indiana State militia,
by. Okay.
and we're constituted under the state of Indiana. We're not the Indiana National Guard. We're the Indiana State Guard. A lot of people don't know even know we exist. There's like 24 states in the nation that still have state guards, and I just left there just left a convention or conference from Nashville, Tennessee, where all the state guard commanders just met there, and but we enjoy this history. Is there a Florida State Guard? I haven't ever.
There is a Florida State Guard, but I couldn't tell you who the commanders are.
I'll have to try to check into that. Yep. This is
This is the maintenance area.
yeah, the maintenance area of rebuilding and working.
Well, my office.
Yeah. How long do you think it'll take before you get this completed?
I'm looking at about another year.
Okay.
Another year, and but I do have another weapons carrier that I've got for parts. Actually, I have two. Between the three, we're going to make one good one that we can use for show and to drive. Then the other one, the rest of the parts will be taken and made into another weapons carrier
that huge thing. I was like, well, what is that?
for the mechanic, because he wants to build him a truck. So
Then we saw the
all the
museum.
leftover parts will make him a truck, and we'll have this one for display and show. And
So there's more stuff inside the hangar here?
If you like, I'll give you a tour.
All right, let's go. Let's head
I'll
that
let
way.
you go in there, and I'm going to go back to work on the gun.
Hey, thanks for taking
You're
time.
welcome.
Yeah.
We have actually a wide variety of vehicles here, from military ambulances to the classic Deuce and House. And that's a 52 model over here. Each one of these we use for static displays. We use them for actually driving. These all operate and do run.
That's great.
And of course, they're not locked. This is one of my favorite ones. Here.
Oh yeah.
I've seen one of those at one time.
I remember a lot of painting that OD green back in my active duty days.
Yeah. Now we got this one. These are all works in progress, being all redone, remodeled, completely built from the ground up.
How much do all these cost?
Different prices. We got a lot of stuff that's donated, but we got invaluable guys like this who come out with, they're not paid. They come out and build these just because that's what they love to do. A whole fleet of volunteers. Everybody here is a volunteer. But if you walk over this way, you have different arrows. That's one of the only Air Force ambulances around.
All
They
right.
said there was only 12,000 made or something like that on the sign.
And they're very rare. You get into World War II, which everybody loves. There's actually 2 Jeeps here that are on static display somewhere else. And,
there's 2 of them missing.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're on static display. We keep them. This is kind of the corral.
Okay.
Military police. This is one of our static displays. Then we have the mule. This is an actually cart that they use for hauling ammunition and gear and.
And they call it the mule?
Yeah, it's called the mule. We also have some of the rarest guns and equipment that a lot of places don't have. This is an M38, and these are all from the 50s. And if you come over this way, I'll read.
Oh.
You ever been in a tank?
Never can say I have, but wow. They actually crawl in there?
Oh yeah. It's 1,000 degrees once you get inside and button this thing up. Well, not 1,000, but it gets really warm.
Yeah.
You have periscopes over here that the mountain see everything.
Careful, you got a spider right next to you.
Okay.
It was chilling up there earlier. I was messing with it.
Well, you want obviously the most expensive toy out here is the big transport carrier out front.
Yeah.
Each one of those wheels is $100,000.
Just the wheel on it
Just
and the
the
top.
wheel.
Wow.
And of course, you know, we got tanks. These are all different carriers and haulers that'll go through just about anything.
Very good.
And if you'd like to come right in here, this is
Yeah.
the main.
Let's go inside here. Good. We're here.
Dedicated. We don't charge admission. We do ask for donations at the end of the tours.
Okay.
But from all of our static displays, you've probably seen this one made out of concrete or bronze. This is the real McCoy. This is an A1 made by International Harvester. It has the real helmet, real boots, real gun.
The gun still fire?
Hmm?
The gun still fire?
If a firing pin was put back into it. For certain reasons, we...
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah. And then this is the wall of heroes. This is all of the uniforms for the service members. From Army, Marines, Navy, Coast Guard, Air Force.
Very nice. Oh yes, I know this table.
Yes.
This is missing in action.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
And we have personal artifacts here. From this was Gunnery Sergeant Roy Darley's uniform. He was a presidential chauffeur.
And his ID card?
Yep.
All right. Gunnery Sergeant Otis Leroy Darley, United States Marine Corps.
Yeah, he was a chauffeur for Truman.
Oh, President Truman.
Yep. This is the young ensign here that this whole air base was named after.
Oh, okay. He's the one that died in England.
Yes.
Ensign Benjamin Lee II. Okay.
Originally, this was all mothball feed and training fields.
Wow.
This was the mothball. This is right across the river here. All of this is right on the other side of the highway.
Is it still there?
The ships are no longer there. They were left many years ago.
Okay.
But the piers and docks are still there. They are all private enterprises now.
Are they?
Yes, sir.
And after World War II, they brought them all here to mothball them and store them.
That's correct.
How long? When did they? Were the ships removed, or when did they?
1962.
Oh, 62. They
Yes.
stayed till 62. Did they recommission any of them, redo them, or do you know?
You know, I don't know the individual history. You got to think there was hundreds of ships.
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
most of them were, transports. And you got the Constitution over here and the USS Victory over here. These are all just wooden models.
And this is called the USS Constitution.
Yes, old Ironsides.
Old Ironside.
Big, thick oak beams, backed by padding and cotton. They called her all Ironsides because whenever they had cannon shot would hit her, it'd bounce off.
The metal no one wants. Or I
One
wouldn't.
of the only medals ever awarded before it was named. This was named after George Washington because he gave the first Medal of Honors out off the jacket of his lapel.
Yeah.
You get into some. Now we're starting to get into the actual guns and
All right.
everything else. A lot of these collections are still.
Yeah.
These are all real guns. They're donations, loaners.
Yeah. Wow.
This is one of the oldest guns we have in the museum right here. It's the Potsdam rifle. It's almost 200 years old.
Wow.
This gun here.
Yeah, and it is original.
Wow.
Now this stuff here belongs to James Yarborough. He's retired. He was in World War II. Have you seen the Inglourious Bastards, the movie? You know, in the scene where they were riding the white horse off? Well, that was him.
That was him.
Yeah, that was the scene. He was part of that group.
Wow.
And this was his gear that he actually he was one of the last horse soldiers. We have a lot of handmade models and everything else. Then you get into the Hotchkiss machine guns. Our group of volunteers actually make these displays to try to show what it was like to be inside.
A little bunker.
Yeah. This is Snoopy took over the plane. If you look up inside here, Snoopy's flying the plane. He's going after the red bag.
Oh, there he is. Yes.
But just
You guys are doing an excellent job here.
oh, that's an original 1911 45, not the
I wonder how
A1.
much it would cost.
Huh?
So I wonder how much it would cost.
What's that?
The original 1911.
That is the original 1911.
Its value, you mean? How much its value? Yeah.
Wouldn't mind having one of those.
A lot of people would. Now we encourage. This is 4-inch World War I projectile. Just kind of give you a rough idea.
A little heavy?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're trying to be interactive as possible, especially when we have kids groups and tours come through. We want the kids to be able to touch, and obviously some of them we can't pick up because
Sure.
Way too heavy.
yeah. These guys take great care on making these displays.
I can see.
Some of the stuff you've seen in movies. They're movie. They've
Movie props.
they've used them.
I have a knife just like that.
And this is one of the. Here's one of our fallout shelters for the Britain. These used to be like attached to buildings.
Yeah, and then when the
Yeah.
Germans would start firing the missiles, they'd get in them.
Yeah, they have all the Civil War defense, civil defense stuff in this
Civil.
display.
Okay. For the citizens to protect themselves.
Yeah, as much as possible.
Civil Defense Corps.
Now this is a gas mask for a baby.
Wow. That just covers the whole baby.
Put the baby in it, then the mom would sit there with. It was like a. What do you call them? Oh,
Accordion?
accordion.
And you can pump the air with the accordion?
Yep.
All right. Some old newspaper clips here. Wow. Canadian Air Force.
That's a Moss 91 sniper rifle.
This is, oh.
Yeah. That was Russian Army. That was one of those ones that was very personal.
Very personal, huh?
Well, in combat, there's a lot of spraying and a lot of shooting. You don't know if you hit anybody or not. This is very personal. Because if you looking through that, you know exactly what you're hitting. I think it being a sniper, besides the fact that you gotta be quiet and stealthy, mentally you have to be tough. That's one particular job I would never volunteer for.
No.
It's one thing to spray and run, spray and hide, and because you don't know for certain, but knowing that.
Army of the United States, honorable discharge. Who is this lady? Captain Bars. Let's see, there's this 214.
No, it's
Oh, here's the Yorba right here.
What's that?
That's the gentleman with the horse soldiers.
Oh, right there, the older man there, the
Yeah.
picture of him.
He's still alive and he still comes in here.
And oh, wow. Thank gosh.
They were heading to Normandy in this picture photo.
Oh, the way on Normandy Day. D-Day.
This is Mr. Paterno.
Wow.
Yeah, that's him back there as a very young man. This is all. It's an SS helmet. If you notice that there's a bullet hole in the front of it.
It's hard to see, but oh yeah, it's.
Pretty good dent in it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a lot of German gas mask containers, MG42, of course, made very popular because of all the kids movies, kids.
No, they wouldn't allow.
That's Hitler's father there in the
Yes,
picture.
it is.
Wow.
I've taken her to have another extra comment on the African American she can keep.
And his mother.
Right now they're studying the revolution. And so they're going to be getting away from the revolution and then do this thing.
Bulgarian helmet, Italian tanker helmet, and a Dutch helmet.
Dutch, all right.
Did you see our
I did.
mortar?
What is that called?
It is a mortar.
Mortar.
Mortar launcher.
Mortar launcher. Yep. Iwo Jima. It's amazing how much stuff you have in this building. You guys got it real organized.
Well, we have the best curators in the world who take care of this.
Yeah.
This is one of the rarest rifles in the world right here. The Japanese Type 30 Arisaka training rifle. They made over 30,000 of them. There's 33 left in the world.
And one of them's here.
Yeah. And you got the 1903, which is our sniper rifle. You got more M1 carbines, and of course you got the Thompson submachine gun.
Oh yes. The old pineapple hand grenades.
Hand grenades are a lot heavier than a lot of people think.
And the old Japanese flag.
Yeah, this
Look
is
at
a lot of Japanese stuff over here.
Yeah.
Of course, you got the Japanese binoculars.
Yeah. Wow, what a collection. Teletype. Old fashioned. Oh, this is neat.
Training.
Training, yeah.
How would you like to be x-rayed by this and see if any of your hair is left in your head?
No thanks.
Check yourself out in the hospice, the rehab, so she go home and pay her bills and do shopping. And then she went back.
Do you see the camera you're using?
She got her.
Check this one out.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
There you
A little heavy?
A little bit for a camera.
Combat ready camera. It would survive in case soldier got hit.
There's a nuclear sign right there. There you are. Is that a mortar shell?
go. This one. This is a bazooka. And this is
High explosive anti-tank round.
yeah. Well, check out the bazooka one. You gotta think these are new in there.
Yeah, the special licensing, federal firearm licensing.
Yeah, you have to have class 3.
Yeah.
This is the Okinawa CVs.
How long does it take to get that class 3?
It depends on you or the individual. And I mean, you're talking about some major.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
it's your house search.
it's clean record and anybody you know. So here's your cell phone.
Yeah, that's the old cell phone days. Yeah, World War II cell phone. Slightly big, isn't it? Another ambulance type carry.
Yeah, this is a leader carrier.
All right.
This is another big part of the military over here. These guys are hurricane hunters.
Oh, okay.
They actually kept track of all the weather. They're the original daredevils in the sky. They fly into hurricanes and whatnots and just keep track of all the weather.
Yeah.
This was a SEAL Team 8 uniform this gentleman was killed in next.
Wow.
SEAL Team 8.
Okay, well, the Marine Corps is having a birthday get together at 6 o'clock Saturday afternoon.
Order 2 bronze stars from the Post.
Okay, that's 6 o'clock. You know, 8. Okay. Tell her, Wayne. Yeah. Bud and Earl is. And Bob and Turner.
Sounds like a guy I know. They were going in to send in support with somebody and they got shot down. And one of my friends was her brothers in the special forces and all that. Yeah. Sounds similar to his story. His helicopter got shot down too.
On the ground, they're forced to be right in the air.
Where they get shot down, where they get shot down?
Afghanistan.
Marine.
When you talk about this is a
Foreman, well, you know,
I mean,
Foreman took care of us, we took care of the Foreman.
these guys went in and did everything.
Thank you. Yes, sir. I have, make a note.
We're honored to have his uniform.
Yes, sir.
You can climb up there and check out the M60 if you want.
Cindy? Well, you want to stay out of the notice?
Yeah, see what that is.
You can step on back.
All right, I'm just trying to get a good shot of him picture.
There you go.
Yep. My father was an MP, I'm an MP, and he's not sure yet.
It's time.
If you'd like to come
Aren't
on
you-
this side, actually.
Yeah.
Step here. Step here. Now this is in black jacket.
Yeah.
Kind of a bulletproof vest. Have you ever put one on?
Yeah. Yeah, he has, because I have one. But yeah, they're nice.
That dragon skin though.
Yeah. Wish I knew how to blow that.
I do. Not very well, but I do know how. I played the trumpet.
Someone will say, what are they doing? Is this a commo shelter here?
Yeah, it is their operations center.
Operations.
Radio
opera. All right.
Recon control. That's a real M16 hanging on the wall right there.
Is that a Vietnam era M60?
Yes, it is.
Ooh.
Wow, that's expensive.
Yeah.
Every single gun in here.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
Yeah. This is great.
Yeah, how you get putting this thing and you're locked into it.
Yeah.
These are the ones we let the kids wrap up and
I have an AK-47.
Yeah. Oh, that's $700, so everybody has one now.
Yeah.
It's an M4A1
It's
carbine.
cheap. Cheap ammo. It's fun.
We have the rest of the guns and museums pieces back over here.
Oh, okay.
We got mine from Kentucky. We were down
Over on this side?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes.
There we go.
There was another M60 in here, but it's on loan to a private. They're filming.
Okay.
The guns, we're always changing in and out inventory for different reasons. And
Well, that's understandable, especially if they're going to make a movie or produce something. You guys
want the
have.
real stuff.
That's right.
I mean, they came here and they borrowed some of our ambulances and always want to borrow our gear and because we do have
What is your full name again, sir?
Philip Chantnagran.
And how do you spell that last name?
CHANTNACRAN.
All right. Is there a phone number, way to contact if someone wants to come down and bring a group of people or something?
Yeah, I will give you a flyer before
Okay.
we leave.
All right.
Are those frag grenades active?
No. For safety reasons, we don't leave anything in here active.
Yeah, there wouldn't be allowed to, I don't think.
No.
I don't even know if you're allowed to have that with the Class 3, are you?
No, you're not supposed to have any kind of handheld explosive.
Is there a web page to also?
Yes, it's Military Museum, North Florida, at Facebook.com.
All right.
And Military Museum of North Florida .com.
I'd like to thank you, and I'm going to go ahead and close the video now, and
Okay.
And we'll go from there.
All right.